Caitlin, when did you guys find out about this groin injury, and how much of an absence do you expect from her beyond today?
Yeah, late last night. I think it's very much a day-to-day thing, how she responds to treatment.
What is going on, Hoop World? Welcome back again, and today we are diving deep into the absolute dumpster fire that is the Caitlin Clark injury saga. This isn't just a sprained ankle, folks. This is a 5-alarm fire that's got Fever fans in a full-blown rage and the entire WNBA on the brink.
It happened in the Liberty game, yeah.
Were you able to pinpoint the time in the Liberty game that happened, or you were just...
No, definitely early in the game, but I couldn't.
We're talking about the UGLE truth behind Caitlin Clark's new injury. Fever fans are furious. You do not want to miss this. Remember that collective sigh of relief when Caitlin Clark finally returned from her quad injury. Remember the ratings surge, the sold-out arenas, the feeling that the WNBA was finally hitting its stride. Well, get ready for an extra-large slice of humble pie, because history is repeating itself. Caitlin Clark is injured again, and this time, the alarm bells aren't just ringing, they're deafening. This isn't just about one superstar, it's about the very future of the league.
On a tough screen, so if I had to pick one right now, it'd probably be that. But great screens, I just didn't hear them, so it's kind of my own fault, but yeah, I'd probably pick those.
All right, thank you.
We've already seen what happens when she's not on the court. Ratings dip, ticket demand crashes, and the excitement flatlines. The lead is about to get another extra-large slice of that humble pie. The play that broke the camel's back and Caitlin's groin. So what happened? It was against the Seattle Storm. Late in the game, with the Fever up by 8, Caitlin goes down, clutching her groin, flexing that ankle. And just like that, the WNBA held its breath. Now she's officially sidelined for an undetermined period with a left groin injury. Coach Stephanie White calls it day-to-day, a phrase that now sends shivers down the spines of Fever fans because they've heard it before. Remember Dana Evans? Day-to-day turned into a quiet trade. Fans aren't buying the PR spin anymore. As of recent reports, Clark has already missed several games, including a matchup against the Dallas Wings, marking her 7th missed game of the season. Her first absence, a 5-game stretch in May and June due to a left quad strain, was already unprecedented in her collegiate and professional career. This isn't just a random mishap, it's a pattern. And here's the kicker. Many believe Caitlin has been playing through pain for days, maybe even weeks, and this groin injury was just the final straw, an aggravation of an underlying issue. Think about it. Since that brutal game against the Connecticut Sun where she got absolutely hammered, her shot has been off. 1 for 23 from deep in the last few games, with her season three-point percentage dipping to 29.5%. For the woman who redefined the logo 3, that's not a slump, that's a blaring siren. Her recent offensive struggles, averaging just 12.0 points on 27.7% shooting from the field in her last 3 games before this most recent injury, only reinforced the theory that she hasn't been herself. Then there's the visual evidence. Remember the New York Liberty game? No tape. Then the Connecticut game? A heavy quad strap. It's a domino effect, people. When one part of your body is compromised, other parts compensate, shifting pressure to muscles and joints that aren't meant to take the load. That's how you end up with even more injuries. This groin issue isn't isolated. It's a direct result of previous unaddressed pain, likely from that nagging quad issue. As many medical professionals will tell you, a grade I groin strain typically requires 1 to 2 weeks of recovery, while the grade 2 could take 4 to 6 weeks. But with her history and the clear impact on her performance, sitting her out for an extended period, even through the All-Star break, might be the only responsible option. This brings us to the eye of the storm. Coach Stephanie White. The anger brewing among fans is boiling over, and much of it is directed squarely at her. If Caitlin was playing hurt, if she was taped up, why was she rushed back?
Why isn't she talking trash? Yeah, she's not talking trash because she's trying to stay focused because she's hurt. She's also trying to give her team what they need. I mean, think about this.
She only played 5 games between her quad injury and this current groin issue. And what about that Storm game? 16 seconds left, up by 8, game in hand. And Caitlin is put back in? Why? Sure, maybe Caitlin wanted to play. She's a competitor. She carries the weight of an entire league on her shoulders. But a coach's job, especially with a generational talent, is to protect their player. This is a fundamental failure of judgment. It stops being about guts and starts being about basic risk management, and the Fever, and specifically Coach White, are failing that test spectacularly. Fans are asking, how much patience do we need to have before we go nuclear? Because fans are getting very, very frustrated. White has stated Clark is a quick healer and strong. but also acknowledge that it's a process and the team needs to be hypersensitive to the big picture for her long-term health. While these sentiments are welcome, actions speak louder than words. But this isn't just on the fever. The WNBA itself is facing intense scrutiny. The officiating? Atrocious. It's become a literal hack-a-Caitlyn strategy, and the refs are letting it happen. Bumps, grabs, body checks. Opposing players are taking free shots, and there are no consequences. Remember the Sun game, the eye poke, the body check, and the blatant twisting of her arm. This isn't physicality, it's negligence. Paul Pierce, a Hall of Famer, even likened it to the Jordan rules, where defenses would target Michael Jordan because they knew they could get away with it. Coaches openly admit they tell their players to be as physical as they can possibly be for 40 minutes because we know for 38 of them they're pretty much going to get away with it. When coaches are building game plans around exploiting lax officiating, that's when players get hurt. And it's not just Caitlyn. Jade Melbourne of the Mystics just got a tooth knocked out by an unnecessary elbow. The league's obsession with let them play is directly jeopardizing player safety. And here's a theory many are connecting the dots on. Caitlyn adding significant muscle this offseason. Why? To survive the beating she took last year. Everyone saw it. The flexing on the sidelines, the added bulk. It was a big storyline. But rapid muscle gain, especially in the core and legs, can alter mechanics, change your stride, affect your shot lift, and increase injury risk if movement patterns haven't fully adapted. Maybe, just maybe, if the league actually enforced its rules, she wouldn't have needed to become a linebacker just to stay on the court. Maybe if the league toned down the physicality a bit instead of treating it like a selling point, we wouldn't be on the edge of another Caitlyn Clark injury spiral. It's about player safety, and the league is dropping the ball. This isn't about special treatment. It's about basic respect and the enforcement of rules. Call the fouls. Stop swallowing the whistle just because it's Caitlyn. Then, it's on the league to back that up. Find the players who crossed the line, suspend the repeat offenders, and set a standard. Protect the star who is, whether they admit it or not, putting food on everyone's table. If SGA and the NBA can get every subtle foul called, why can't Caitlyn? Because here's the hard, cold truth. No player has ever meant more to the WNBA's future than Caitlyn Clark. Her first injury saw ratings plummet by over 50%. Ticket demand crashed. The excitement flatlined. The moment she returned, boom. Record viewership. We saw it with the Liberty game, averaging 2.2 million viewers, peaking at 2.8 million. The WNBA's viewership dropped more than 50% across the entire league when she was out before, a more significant impact than even legends like Tiger Woods or Michael Jordan had on their respective sports. It's not even a debate anymore. It's a measurable pattern. Now, we're about to watch those numbers tank again. And it gets worse. The WNBA Commissioner's Cup Championship, a marquee event played on June 25th, has already passed. The WNBA All-Star Game is scheduled for Saturday, July 20th in Phoenix. There's a real chance Caitlyn misses the All-Star Game entirely. That would be a full-blown ratings disaster and a massive blow to the league's momentum. For the players, it's not just about exposure, it's about cold, hard cash. Millions in potential ad dollars, bonuses, and merchandise are at stake. The WNBA players opted out of their current collective bargaining agreement, CBA, in October, meaning it expires at the end of the season. They are pushing for better pay and conditions, noting the league's unprecedented growth and a new $2.2 billion media rights deal. However, if Caitlyn Clark, the primary driver of this growth, is sidelined, her absence could severely undercut their leverage in these crucial negotiations. Her first injury closed the coffin on player leverage in CBA negotiations. This one nails it shut. Owners see the numbers. They know who drives the buzz. And if the league and some players still don't get it, Caitlyn's fans certainly do. There's a real fear, a nightmare scenario. What if this escalates? We've seen far too many star women's players go down with devastating ACL tears. Courtney Vandersloot, Jonquel Jones, Cameron Brink. Research indicates women are 3 to 6 times more likely to tear their ACL compared to men, with female basketball players 3.5 times more likely to suffer an ACL tear than male counterparts. An ACL tear isn't just a season ender, it's a career-altering moment, often leading to knee arthritis within 10 years of recovery. Imagine Caitlyn Clark tearing her ACL in garbage time during that Storm game while already playing on a compromised leg. That wouldn't just be a tragedy for her. It would be the single biggest tactical failure in WNBA history. A decade of momentum, new fans, record ratings, gone in an instant. Who gives it expletive? How she responds to treatment, a frustrated fan screamed. Keep her out for a week, keep her out for 2. Let's make sure she's 110%, 150% healthy. The trust is gone. A league that punishes its biggest star on the court and a team that won't protect her, even when she's clearly in pain, isn't just failing Caitlin Clark. It's risking the entire future of women's basketball. It might sound soft to call out the refs, to ask for fewer cheap shots, or to suggest that Caitlin deserves some protection, but even the haters should ask themselves, do you really want a league without her? What do you think? Hoop World. Are the Fever and Stephanie White to blame for Caitlin's recurring injuries? Is the WNBA failing its biggest star by allowing excessive physicality? What measures should be taken to ensure player safety and protect the future of the league? Let us know in the comments below. Drop a basketball emoji if you agree that Caitlin needs to be protected. And don't forget to like this video, share it with every basketball fan you know, and subscribe to Hoop World for more unfiltered, hard-hitting sports news. We'll catch you next time.